We're out at Carl's Golfland with Olivia, one of our many PGA professionals that can help you. Today, she's going to help us around the greens. And Olivia, we were talking off camera, you and I have a similar chipping style when it comes to a shot like this where we just want to get the ball on the green. We want to get it up there, nuzzle it close. What is a technique or a method that you use around the green that maybe people at home can follow as well that I think is probably a simplified, easy way to do it?
Yeah, it's a safer shot. It's easier to digest, I think, and execute for sure. So one of the things I'm going to talk about, it would be the stance and the setup. Because I'm only needing to carry this ball a short distance, I'm not going to have a super wide base. I'm going to bring my feet in a little closer together. I'm still going to put some weight on my front foot. And from here, I'm going to change up how maybe I'm setting up the golf club from before. This time I'm going to let my hands go a little bit more forward. I let my hands choke up on the grip a little bit.
And what's the reason for the forward lean on the shaft there?
I'm taking some loft out of the face so that I can kind of pinch the ball a little bit different, or I always described it in my own world as like a match strike. Yeah. So I'm trying to keep my hands forward to create that swift little compression of the ball without moving, and that also kind of goes hand in hand with having that weight forward. I'm trying to stay ahead of the ball. I'm trying to stay on top of it. So
and we're trying to do that without digging.
Yes.
Right? I think a lot of times when people hear that, the shaft lean, we can get here and then we can just get diggy and go.
Yes.
And for me, this shot, maybe you can tell me otherwise, when I hit this shot, I step in here and I almost think to myself, this is similar to a putter stroke.
Yes.
Where I'm not getting a lot of hip movement or swinging and swaying and doing all that. I'm just moving my shoulders and coming through with my chest.
Correct.
Is that how you view it too?
Absolutely, and I believe that stance that we talked about promotes doing what you just described there too. Yeah. So it's gonna help me stay over the ball, and with my arms here, and part of having the hands ahead, I always visualize that I'm creating like the shape of a letter Y. And so it feels like a lot of shoulders, kind of like a putting stroke, you know, and I'm not trying to take the club inside or change the angle of the face. I pretty much want to stay the same. So I keep that Y shape in my arms rather than what I show my students is breaking the tail off of that Y. I'm not going to finish the shot like that. And like what you showed me, if you just kind of punch and stop, that's a de-accelerating blow to the ball that can scull it, hit it past. You're not going to be psyched about that outcome. And
I think that's important too with the wrists. That's almost part of that putter stroke for me too, that I'm imagining in my head that I'm not breaking my wrists. I'm just letting, I always tell people, the club manufacturers put a ton of money into this research and development. Let it do its thing.
Let it work.
You don't have to help it, right?
Correct.
All right, so let's see you hit one of these. Let's see the technique in play here.
Yeah, so I'm reading this shot just like I would read a putt. I want to look at where I want to land it. I've hit a couple of these shots. Let's say I kind of know where I'm at, but when I step up, I'm still running through my same pre-shot routine. I'm lining up my club, thinking about my stance. Is the ball more above my feet, below my feet, all things to consider. But once I'm ready, I'm keeping that same Y shape, and I got some weight on my front foot. And I'm keeping my head down the whole way. That's a really helpful part of that stance.
And I think your finish there is super important, right? We have to finish with our chest to the target.
Correct.
And that's probably going to help with that digging as well. If we're not moving the shoulders, and I always try to feel like my buttons on my shirt are aiming at the flag when I'm finished.
Yep.
All right, simple technique. You can try it at home or you can try it right here at Carl's Golfland.